can't do anything. I've seen one guy sitting in his room doing DVD reviews, like holding up a box and talking about a film, and
What?
people were just talking shit about his house.
Small things to talk shit about.
They're like, your fucking house is horrible, that wallpaper's awful, you got no sense of style, who the fuck decorated this place? I think what an odd thing to pick up on.
That's why we don't video stream these.
It's honestly worth a watch going through the Playroom stuff. It's quite funny at times. Really bizarre though. Yeah, so moving on to E3. Are you guys excited for E3?
Yeah. It's weird because Microsoft have announced quite a bit. Like they've announced obviously Halo 5. They've announced that Kinect is going non-mandatory for the Xbox One. It almost sounds like they're running out of stuff to announce. I wonder what they're going to be announcing on the actual day, because I mean, it sounds like the big stuff has already been announced now.
Yeah, well, they're calling their presentation Xbox Game On. I think they're really still trying to make up for the fact that their initial announcement was, we like TV. Buy a new games console and play TV through it. So I think they're trying to get away from that last E3, and I think they're trying to continue the trend again. Microsoft's conference is scheduled to take place on Monday the 9th of June at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or if you're in the UK like us, 2:30 in the a.m.
Why would you do that?
Well, it's because it's in LA, so it's normal time.
It wasn't like this last year, though, was it?
No. It was like 9, 10 o'clock. Reasonable? Much more reasonable.
But you can have acceptable times in America and the UK.
Yeah, but Yanks, I don't know, fat bastards.
That explains it.
That explains it.
But yeah, I mean, Cash, you said it. They've already announced stuff, so it'll be interesting to see what they actually do announce. Obviously we've got Halo 5 now, subtitled Guardians, and we've also got the little picture of that, the little kind of, I don't know if it's cover art or something, but I don't know. Have you seen this, Simon, as a long-term fan?
It doesn't appear to be. Well, there's 2 figures on it, yeah.
Yeah, there's obviously the Master Chief, and there's also a new Spartan character who kind of looks like a Spartan 4 from Halo 4.
It does, yeah.
But not that there was like analysis of it, because people love to do this shit on the internet. But if you zoom in really close to the new character, there's an Oni badge on his lapel.
Right.
Which may or may not mean anything at all, but I don't know. It's quite interesting. I don't know what the fuck it's going to be about.
Conjecturing about whether there's conjecture.
Yeah, like, who knows? Is that there's a lot of rumours about the Master Chief going rogue in this one and kind of leaving the military and going off on his own mission. Maybe this new character's an assassin sent after him. Although it seems pretty fucking stupid to send anybody after the Master Chief when he's literally known for destroying planets. Yeah, I mean, it's Halo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great stuff.
I don't think they're going to have much to show us from Halo 5 because...
No, I don't. I think they'll show us a trailer, like a teaser trailer.
There'll be a new trailer compared to the one in the cloak from last year, but I think what we're going to hear about is the Halo 1 to 4 box set. I think there are going to be a lot of details about this.
Well, if it exists.
Well, that's what I think we'll hear about, whether it exists or not.
So yeah, I mean, the big rumour, other than this Halo 5 Guardians, was that there's going to be basically what's called the Master Chief Collection. They're going to bring up fully rendered HD ports of Halos 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the main games of the series, bring them up to Xbox One standard, or at least Xbox 360 standard, running in like 1080p or something, and package them all together, ready to get people ready for Halo 5. I don't know, when I first read that, I got quite excited, and then I turned around from my desk and saw Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4 sitting on my shelf. It was like, don't really want to spend £400 to play them again. Especially seeing as I've already bought Halo Anniversary once.
Yeah.
It seems a very kind of...
I'm assuming it'll be a very, very similar game to Anniversary. Like 2 and 3, they'll have to boost up a bit, but 1 and 4 are presumably going to be more or less the same.
Like 4 running in 60 frames per second, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if it actually happens, because... I mean, has anything like this ever happened before? Like, basically porting over an entire series?
I can remember, it's not maybe everything, but they did God of War 1 and 2, and obviously the the PSP versions onto the PS3.
You're right, they did, yes.
And that was 60 frames per second.
Okay.
I got that with my special edition of God of War 3, all of those games, so I wasn't really bothered about, thinking I'm going to repurchase them. But it was good. I played each of them for about an hour, and that was it. I didn't really go through and crack them all.
They've just come out on the Vita, haven't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
I've heard bad things about the ports, though.
I don't think I'll be getting on the Vita though. I've played it once, so I don't see a necessity to kind of go back and play it again.
Well, no, you're right. Although, how's Final Fantasy X HD going?
Oh, fucking loving it! Absolutely loving it.
I've heard bad things about the God of War ports in the Vita. Apparently, frame rate and graphical glitches and all the rest of it, and it's basically similar things that seem to be plaguing the Borderlands 2 port, which I think we all kind of half expected anyway.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft's big ace in the hole is going to be something Halo related, for a change.
I'd like to see some new IP from Microsoft because they were hinging so much on Titanfall. They must have something they haven't told us about.
And let's face it, there's a good chance now Titanfall will be multi-platform next time around.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about that last time, but...
Well, I think, considering, as you say, people seem to be dropping off, I think that they're going to have to, just to expand their audience, to try and capture some new people.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if it goes... I can honestly envisage next time around either a single-player campaign or at least a much more or a more focused multiplayer campaign with a better story. Maybe even something along the lines of what Destiny's trying to do, like a co-op campaign. Because it has Titanfall has a good universe, it just doesn't get explored. And maybe multi-platform, and maybe slightly bigger teams rather than 6.
I'd like to see them bring someone in that can do that, because obviously the guys who are working there, they're the multiplayer guys, they know how to do that. And they've built a decent world, but if they could bring in just a sci-fi writer just to do one story for them or something.
Well, I mean, the guys who they're the original guys who made Call of Duty. They could do a good fucking single player campaign. I mean, Modern Warfare was amazing when it came out.
Oh yeah, the original Modern Warfare was spectacular.
So they can do it. It's just that they almost felt like they were so busy trying to get this kind of obscure gameplay of this two-tiered gameplay system working that they spent so much time polishing the multiplayer they just didn't bother with the single player, which to be fair, they pretty much came out and said that in a much more PR friendly way, but I don't know. But yeah, Halo 5 Guardians is probably going to be the big one. Rumours that Gears of War 4 is coming out, going to be announced, although it's very early in production, so we'll probably know more than a teaser trailer. Things like, I think, Forza or something like the end of the Forza game. As you say, though, maybe they could use with some new IPs, although they very much rely on third parties for new IPs. Maybe Rare will do something.
Yeah.
Apparently they've got a good few Kinect games coming as well, although that seems like a fucking pointless exercise now that it's not mandatory.
Yeah. So they going first, Microsoft?
Microsoft going first, followed by EA and Ubisoft.
Do you know what EA have to do, right? And if EA does this, I will buy Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on release day.
Ooh.
If fucking Kevin Spacey himself walks onto the stage to deliver the press conference.
What, the whole thing?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I'll buy it.
He might be there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he'd make like a cameo via satellite or something, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he's got Kevin Spacey always comes across as a kind of classy guy. He spent years working over in British theatre rather than doing movies, and then he kind of undoes that in one fell swoop and appears in the most kind of money-hungry rehashed game ever created.
Money changes people, mate.
Yeah. He loves video games though. They've completely written in his video game addiction into House of Cards.
Does he?
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. His character in House of Cards, Frank. He just every night after he's bitching around Washington, he just comes home and massacres people on his Xbox.
Frag some noobs.
Yeah.
Some moves, yeah.
But I think they got done for product placement too much for talking about their Xbox, and he in one scene he picks up a PS Vita and he says, a PS Vita, I've been meaning to buy one of these.
That sounds fucking ridiculous.
So yeah, at the end of Series 2, he doesn't play video games anymore. They wrote it out and now he collects trains or something. So I can see why he's in it. I think he does like video games.
What the fuck?
That's very bizarre. Yeah, I don't know. Like EA might finally show something like Mirror's Edge 2. They'll probably show Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I hope they do.
I don't know. I never really get too excited for the publisher kind of conferences. They're always okay. Usually because the best games are actually kind of bought in by the console owners to show it in their conferences.
You just get a more focused look, maybe.
Yeah, like, and sometimes, do you remember years ago, I can't remember, was it Ubisoft was it Mr. Caffeine?
I can't remember.
Who was it? Can you remember? I can't remember his name exactly, but it was a guy who was embarrassing, and he was the presenter of the show. He was cringing. He was horrible.
Hang on. Kevin Spacey will be for Activision, wouldn't he? Not EA.
Yes.
Apologies,
so
everyone.
It's not going to be at EA. Yeah. So you're not buying Advanced Warfare then?
No.
Yes, I never get too excited about it. Ubisoft may show something of maybe Far Cry 4.
They could do. If it's coming out in November, you'd think they'd have stuff ready.
What was the one that the Division? They might show something of that.
Well, if you asking before the podcast what we're looking forward most to seeing, I want to see Division because I'm upset we haven't seen anything since last E3.
Well,
really,
you know what? Because that was blatantly like a fucking put together tech demo.
Yeah.
I mean, they pushed it back to next year, but I'm sure I was reading a tweet earlier that said something like, "We're confident we'll hit 2015," which says to me, it's scheduled there, but we're not fucking sure.
Yeah, but when they say they're confident hit 2015, I think that makes it sound like they're not confident at all.
I know, because otherwise you would just say, "Yeah, 2015, it'll be there." I think they'll show Assassin's Creed. The two new ones. There was two new ones rumored. There was ones for last gen and ones for next gen.
It's going to be heavy. That's going to be the focus of their talk for sure.
Probably because it's going to obviously have all the next gen engines running in it, and I think the next gen, the PS4, Xbox One version is called Unity.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the other version's called.
Liberation.
Maybe. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. I've stopped really caring about Assassin's Creed again. As much as I enjoyed the fourth one, I'm going to take them on a case-by-case basis.
I think that's the best way to do it. I do not want to play as a French guy.
Well, you might have no choice. You play as an Italian.
Yeah, he plays an Italian.
Well, yeah, but Italians have declined over time. French have always been shit.
Fuck it hell.
I think Napoleon might have something to say.
I did realise this site was so xenophobic.
We fucking took Napoleon up the arse, so whatever.
1 World Cup, 2 World Wars, eh?
Yeah, exactly. That's the mentality we carry. Cash is getting.
I've got nothing against
Italians. I am. I'm just just checking if any of you guys are affiliated with BNP or something.
EDF or something like that.
I'm just proud of that stuff.
So yeah, you've got Nintendo aren't doing a conference as such. They're doing one of their Nintendo Direct videos. They're going to do, I think it's a 2-hour special one, and they're also hosting a Smash Brothers Wii U tournament just not far from the LA Convention Center, so people can go along for that. And if you go along in cosplay for characters in Wii U Smash Brothers, you can get front row seats.
Brilliant,
nice.
So I think that's nice. Obviously, that's their biggest.
I think they do look after their fan base, even though it's kind of not, let's say, completely similar to the Xbox and the PlayStation ethos of way of doing things, like the big kind of glitzy event and billboards and guest stars. I think Nintendo are quite.
I think you're kind of right. They know that they don't have the muscle anymore to kind of stand up and say, we're getting this big game and this big game, because let's face it, half the engines of next gen aren't supported on the Wii U, so they're not getting them big games. So instead, they take what they can and what people like about their brand still, and they focus on that and give their fans what they want.
Yep.
Because I got to say, the only game that's ever got me to buy a Nintendo console other than the handhelds, Pokemon's always been the handheld game. And Smash Brothers has always been the one that's always had me considering buying a console, and even
it made me buy the previous two. It's what got me to buy a GameCube, and it's what got me to buy a Wii, which I then sold 6 weeks later. But it still got me to buy it.
I've still got my Wii. I actually can't give it away anymore. It's
I
worth
turned a profit on my
fucking
Wii. It was
Did you really?
amazing. Yeah.
Really?
I sold it back to CEX for 30 quid more than I paid for it at Argos.
That is
Aw.
incredible.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
But
I bought
anyway,
it, I
like-
completed Smash Brothers, and I sold it.
I should have done that. I didn't.
I know I'm regretting not doing it now, but it's just like it's pretty much a white brick in my loft. I can't do shit all with it.
Yeah, same here. I've tried to give it to the kids next door, and they're like, no. It's like,
No, it's not cool enough anymore.
no, yeah.
There's a bit in Back to the Future Part 2 when they're playing on the
You have to use
arcade
it.
machine.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to use your hands.
It's like a baby's toy.
So I suppose the last one is probably the one we're all going to be most excited about, being kind of Cash is the long-term PlayStation loyalist. We're reasonably
We jumped on the bandwagon slightly.
Yeah. To be fair, I have owned every PlayStation. It's not like I'm just new to the scene. It's just been on the back burner while they were being fucking while they fucked up with the PS3.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there's been quite a lot. Well, there's been a lot of rumours that sound like they could be fairly true, like knowing what we kind of have an idea of what's coming out. But things like Uncharted 4 are going to be shown with a 3-minute trailer that's going to apparently be all in engine. Apparently, it's going to look gorgeous, which is nice to hear, seeing as we're on next-gen consoles. Media Molecule are going to be showing off a new game that uses the Morpheus VR headset, and it's all about building 3D worlds. Got a really quirky style. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. It's just, I think Morpheus is going to be another gimmick, just like the Kinect, and just like essentially the Wii kind of has become. I can't see it taking off. I think even Oculus Rift, to an extent, a lot of the hype behind it is starting to decline ever so slightly, just because there isn't that much in terms of gaming and usage out of it. So it looks interesting, and I'm sure it will look very well. But in terms of people buying it, I'm not so sure.
I think it all depends on results. Because the Kinect was all hype, and I think we're not going to fall for that again.
Well, I think as well the Morpheus and Oculus Rift even more so. You're going to be able to replicate legitimate games with them more easily. Like basically, it's a new way of viewing the game. You're still going to be able to play like for your first-person shooters. They're just going to be in 3D, VR kind of mode or whatever you want to say. Like basically, they're going to be fixed to your head, and you're going to have like your peripheral vision filled with the game. You're going to be able to look around at least in a limited capacity using your head. Everything's going to be in 3D coming at you. I think you're basically going to be a lot more practical applications for this technology than the Wii Motes just wiggling it, or the Kinect waving your hands and not really getting any feedback. I think if it's good, I can see it taking off.
And I think the difference we can look at here is the amount that Oculus made on Kickstarter. So that's like it's already got a lot of the community behind this sort of project, whereas Kinect, I think the original sales, I fell for it, I bought one, but they weren't strong, but it made a lot of money on Kickstarter. So I think
as well,
if it's fans want this but done well, so
it'll be interesting to see how people take to it. One thing that has me concerned about Morpheus is that it makes me wonder if the PS4 just has the muscle in it to actually power a proper VR headset.
I wouldn't know in depth like that.
Just because it takes obviously we're getting games that are saying, it's not going to be running in 1080p or 60 frames per second. Technically, you need basically a full HD picture in each eye running at a solid frame rate of at least 60 frames. Basically, you're running at 120 frames per second, one for each eye.
Yep.
Yeah. You're getting games that are like, we're running at 900p and 30 frames per second because we couldn't get any more out of it already. Is it going to be a convincing VR headset? Whereas the Oculus doesn't have that problem because it runs on PC, and obviously you just throw a bit more fucking muscle at it as you need it.
Yeah, but then Oculus is owned by Facebook as well now, so...
yeah, I remember that.
I don't think they're necessarily going to... I think that, they spend a shitload of money. I don't think they're going to run it into the ground.
I think there's hesitations regarding that now, and quite rightly so, but they've got a lot of people on board. John Carmack, the guy behind Doom, is still there, which is good. I think that's a big kind of name to have there.
Definitely. He's a kind of legend when it comes to tech. video game tech especially. So
I think there's a lot of promise as well, just for like world exploration. I mean, when they were showing it at South by Southwest, they had not a Morpheus but an Oculus, and they'd rebuilt the wall from Game of Thrones.
awesome.
And they just had you standing on top, and you could like you could just move your head and look around. But then they had like wind blowing at you, so when you looked over the edge, it felt like you were looking over the edge of the wall.
Well, I'll tell you, I've seen a real world practical use of it. The England rugby team record training sessions, and then anybody who can't make a training session, they put them in an Oculus and play back the training session and in the Oculus with them.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it on the news not long ago.
Right, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's got more applications than video games.
Yeah.
Video games are almost like the test bed for it, like knocking up an Oculus Rift compatible version of Left 4 Dead. It's a fucking test of how
It's
good
like a test of how powerful it is, yeah, but the applications will make it. I think that's okay. I think even if the applications make it work, it's still viable, it's still okay.
Oh, yeah. And I think almost, like, people seem to be like, oh, it's ruined, Facebook won't it. If anything, it's more likely that Facebook will now throw money at it, get it up to scratch, and maybe open it up to a wider application base. I don't know, time will tell. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Media Molecule's Morpheus title anyway, at least to see it.
Yeah.
I think that was the original point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Some of the points, apparently Gran Turismo 6 is getting ported to the PS4 using 60 frames per second, 1080p, and getting repackaged as Gran Turismo 7 Prologue.
Fair enough.
Maybe a God of War 4 teaser, maybe a Siphon Filter reboot, maybe a new Wipeout, Quantic Dream maybe showing something off. Whether it's going to be a new engine trailer. Do you remember that trailer they did, Cash, where it was like a robot being built?
Yeah, Kara.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know whether it's going to be something like that or whether it's going to be literally a new game.
Well, they did the other one, didn't they? The PS4 is like the wizard and the goblin, and
Oh, yes.
see, that was quite funny. I think that was just like a comedy one, but it was really good. I like that.
Oh no, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
What else is happening? Ready at Dawn are going to be showing The Order 1886 off with
Wait,
a
Finally.
live
that looks
demo.
really good. That looks really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Ninja Theory, the guys responsible for the Devil May Cry reboot, among other things, are working on a PS4 exclusive apparently.
Heavily Sword 2?
Possibly, rumored.
Heavily Sword 2? I would mind it.
I never played the original, but it always looked a game that was looked really good. But I think when it came out, the reviews were kind of middling. It seemed to be one of those early launched window titles that didn't meet its potential.
For a very early PS3 game, the motion capture, the cutscenes were amazing. It's just the gameplay that kind of let it down to an extent.
I mean, a lot of the Devil May Cry reboot got a lot of flack, but I thought that was a really solid game.
I thought it was a really good game.
Ninja Theory can, make a good action game, so it'd be interesting to see what they can do.
Yeah.
Sony London apparently bringing out a big AAA title for the first time in a long time. Nobody knows any details, but apparently it looks gorgeous.
Getaway?
Is that a Sony title?
Well, Getaway, yeah, it's a Sony title. Team Soho was the original team. Getaway 3 was in production for the PS3, but then it was cancelled.
Would you honestly want to see Getaway now in the world of GTA 5? And
I would. I really would, because Getaway, although, GTA is always going to be its better counterpart, was in its own right pretty good. It wasn't just about being a GTA set in London. It's about being kind of like a Snatch or a Lock Stock, just kind of a game version of that.
I must admit, it's something that kind of passed me by in my youth. I never played the Getaways, but I know a lot of people who really like them.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I liked it. I really did.
Apparently, Guerrilla Games, the guys responsible for Killzone, are bringing in an RPG that they've been working on. We were talking about this a bit before, Simon. God, they've learned to tell a better story if they're making an RPG. Jesus Christ. Not only was Killzone Shadowfall's story mundane, it was badly told.
It was awfully told.
So hopefully
we could have it needed a good iron out and
just the transitions though were awkward as shit.
And just introduced characters you didn't know who the fuck they were.
Yeah, it was like a soft reboot, but then it started throwing in well-known characters from the other games, and I was kind of left going, well, I presume he's a big bad from number 2 or something. No fucking clue. Apparently, Sucker Punch may show off some infamous Second Sons DLC, showing new powers off, and possibly a new setting. Sony
Is,
Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was still keep going.
Apparently, Sony Japan are going to be bringing 2 titles along with them. One of them is possibly a retool of The Last Guardian for the PS4 now, which I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't be. It's annoying that I didn't come out on the PS3 because that was a lot of the reason why I bought a PS3 as well.
I can't believe that studio has not released a game since the PS2.
Nope.
It's fucking insane. But anyway, especially at such a long generation.
Yeah, it was.
It's nuts. But you know, do you not get the impression with The Last Guardian, Cash, that they created a concept but couldn't base a game around it, and have been trying ever since?
Yeah. The concept was like, you're going to play this kind of really interactive kind of character. It's going to respond to you every move, and you're not going to have direct contact with it. It's going to be its own living thing, and I think they may have overstepped the mark a little bit, and I think that's a big
bit of
chunk of
Mulligan
it.
chew.
But I mean, I suppose we'll never know until it gets released.
Yeah, if it ever does. But I mean, that's interesting, but let's face it, until it's in my hand, I'll not get too excited. But the other thing that I am quite excited about is that apparently the other PS4 exclusive that the Japanese studios are bringing is a title called Project Beast. At least that's its code name. And it's very much rumoured to be a spiritual successor to Demon's Souls, so likely a Demon's Souls 2.
Yes. That's the one
I suppose, like, this is really a really complicated affair. So, Dark Souls is the spiritual successor to Demon's Souls,
which was the spiritual successor to Kingsfield. When they first released Demon's Souls, it was Sony Japan who helped them publish it. It was Sony Japan who helped them publish it, and then they got the rights to the kind of game. So then when it kind of got out there, got really famous, and thought, okay, we need to do a sequel, they couldn't do Demon's Souls 2 because that would only be on the PS3. If they wanted to do it on the Xbox and the the PC, they had to create a brand new IP. So then that's where Dark Souls was born, and then we have Dark Souls 2. But I mean, very early on the development stage of Dark Souls, the director was asked, would he ever do Demon's Souls 2? And he goes, it's not a complete million miles away. It is possible, but there's nothing kind of at this moment. So
it's interesting you mention him. I can't remember the guy's name at the moment, but
I'm horrible with Japanese names. So.
He did not have any part other than maybe a consulting part in Dark Souls 2. He's been working on this Project Beast since the end of Dark Souls. So I think that suggests that this probably is Demon's Souls 2, as it's a PS4 exclusive and Sony have the rights to that franchise.
I would think that would suggest that too, yes.
Yeah, and there's been a few, I don't know if you guys seen them, I haven't got them to hand, but there was a few apparent leaked screenshots of Project Beast, and it was blatantly just Dark Souls running in at like a high res.
Fuck you know.
Like, if it was Project Beast, it is basically Demon's Souls 2. Whether it's the name or not, it pretty much is guaranteed to be.
Yeah, I'm excited because, I mean, Demon's Souls is probably my favourite of the 3 that have come out. I really, really like it. Yeah, I think it's just kind of more the...
I've never played it.
Say again, sorry.
I've never played Demon's Souls. I've played both Dark Souls.
It's free on the PS Plus not too long ago, and I mean...
I think I missed out on it.
I think it's because it's the first game of like the entire trilogy, if you want to call it that. It's my fondest memory, and I'm sure most people will prefer Dark Souls because it's the first game that they played.
I heard a lot of people like the atmosphere because it's a lot more macabre or bizarre in Demon's Souls.
I guess it kind of is and it kind of isn't. I mean, the settings are just as kind of diverse as they are in Dark Souls. It's not kind of open world. It's very kind of dungeon crawling. So you select a dungeon, you go into it, and then you select another dungeon and complete that. But the characters and the lore behind it was very, very kind of, I'd say, macabre.
Technically, doesn't Dark Souls and Demon's Souls take place in the same world? They're only separated by legal process.
Yeah, they have to say it's a completely different universe. But I mean, the biggest hint I can give you is there's a character in Dark Souls called Patches.
Patches, yeah, Patches. I know Patches.
Who's in Demon's Souls as well. And
yeah.
It's a bigger prick as in Demon's Souls as in Dark Souls. That's what led to a lot of people to think that he was in kind of. That's why they think Demon's Souls is the same universe as Dark Souls. But officially they have to say it's not.
Yeah, legally they have to say it's not, but then they wink at you.
I'm just bothered now. I'm happy to kind of keep that in my imagination.
The thing is, like the front cover of Demon Souls is like a knight in armor. You can get that same set of armor in fucking Dark Souls.
Virtually, yep.
It's the same fucking set, like other than a few artistic choices. But there's as much change between Demon Souls and Dark Souls than there is Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. That's like just taking artistic liberties with it. It's the same fucking suit of armor. So yeah, that could be interesting. Apparently, Drive Club, the long-delayed fucking racing game that was meant to get on launch, will be getting some limelight. More interestingly, though, there's a few third-party publishers going to be on stage: Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, Konami, Capcom, Warner Brothers, Activision, Square Enix, Take-Two, and Rockstar.
No, oh well, I was going to latch on to Square Enix there because I was going to ask you about that, but I'd rather discuss Rockstar's presence.
Well, I think Rockstar, there's going to be two things. It's either going to be, we're bringing GTA 5 to the PS4, which we've talked about already. I think that's probably the most likely thing to happen. Rockstar don't normally go to these things unless they've got something big to announce, though.
Yeah, I can't remember last time they had something on there.
GTA 4 is the last time I vaguely remember.
Gosh.
I mean, I'm sure
what else could they be doing?
Red Dead.
Do you think they've done a sneaky Red Dead?
Yeah, I think
they're always
they have.
fucking sneaky.
I think they have. I hope they have.
I mean, hey, if you got Red Dead on your the next Red Dead on your conference, you've pulled a bit of a coup.
Yeah.
But yeah,
strange things have happened.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there was a rumor going around the other day. We deal with a lot of rumors because they're juicy.
Absolutely.
But there was a rumor that Rockstar have been working on something special in the last few years. And other than Grand Theft Auto, what is their biggest IP?
Table tennis.
Table tennis. I hope we get into the table tennis. I wouldn't actually mind. I think it would be quite good.
Yeah, I bought the original one. It was great.
I liked how they incorporated the table tennis into the tennis of Grand Theft Auto 5.
I don't think they did.
The what?
I used to be good at the table tennis, though. I don't know what's happened.
Lag online.
Life lag.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think Konami are probably going to show Metal Gear.
Yeah.
You know, you'll get the regular other stuff. But yeah,
I hope we get a release date for Metal Gear as well.
Yeah, do you think they'll do a complete package that includes Ground Zeroes in it? Because I haven't picked up Ground Zeroes, but I do want to get the full thing when it comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Hideo Kojima is just a very weird and wonderful man.
That's I was about to say yes because it makes sense to bundle it, but then I remembered that he's insane. So.
Yeah, it does make total sense to bundle it. As I say, though, he's a weird and wonderful man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll agree with that.
I'm quite keen if... I don't think we're going to get... I think Square Enix will show us some Final Fantasy, but I still think it's probably a bit off. I want a release date for Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh,
so do I. That'd be amazing.
Did you guys actually play the other Kingdom Hearts games?
Yep.
I played a bit of Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah.
I did play all of the portable versions. I only played the one on the PSP.
Oh well, if you haven't played the portable ones, Cash, how can you possibly follow the story?
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually some pretty good retrospectives out there that do
it. It's fucking nuts, the Kingdom Hearts story. It's more complicated than Game of Thrones. It's just absolutely interweaving stories of like 1,000 different people. And
I think Megazord actually makes more sense.
Yeah, I think it does, because at least that hand waves everything and just goes nano machine. I don't know what Kingdom Hearts
hand waves and just says Disney or something.
Oh shit! How much are you betting though that there's going to be a Star Wars and a Marvel universe?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm kind of really hoping for.
Have you already seen they're releasing Disney Infinity 2?
Yep, and it's going to be
and it's
Avengers. Avengers, yep.
Yeah.
Marvel.
Fucking hell.
I'm surprised they didn't do that for the first one, to be honest with you. But...
Yeah, well, obviously saw sequel chances, didn't they? And then the year after that, when we finally get Episode 7 of Star Wars, there'll be Disney Infinity 3, which will be fucking Star Wars characters.
Yep.
And
then when Disney buys DC, it'll be Disney Infinity 4. Fucking Clash of the Titans.
DC's too dark for Disney.
Well, that's its problem.
I don't know. Marvel can get pretty fucking grim at times, and they still quite happily bought it.
You know who is going to be? You'll be happy about this, there, Simon. You know who is going to be in
Yeah.
the Disney Infinity 2? Fucking Rocket Raccoon.
Fucking yes. Does he scratch his balls?
Possibly not. No. So the only other thing I've heard rumours of, and I don't know what to feel of this, but apparently the conference will close out with a teaser for a sequel to The Last of Us. I don't know if that's true, holds any weight or whatever, and I don't know.
See, I've heard of this, and I'm just really, really, really fucking hesitant, and I hope it's not true, to be honest with you. Because we mentioned this in our review, didn't we?
We did,
I
yeah.
think they're probably working on it. And if they're working on it, they can make a teaser. So I don't think it's that far of a stretch.
Let's face it, you can make a teaser out of anything. You don't actually have to have any footage at all, as such.
They just get the Ellie voice actor in to record 30 seconds of dialogue or something, and they're away.
It'd be interesting. I don't know. Like, I don't. On the one hand, I want The Last of Us to stand as a shining example of how to do things right for years to come. I don't want it to turn into another franchise. But at the same time, if they could do something interesting, why not?
Why not? Absolutely.
So we'll
Let's
see.
wait and see. So is our next Pixel Shack due after E3?
It is, yes.
I think straight after E3 we should.
Yeah, I think that as well. Yeah.
Or jump it, yeah.
Well, a few days after E3 because we have to wake up, go to work, come back home, watch it.
Watch it, yeah.
You're not staying up at 2 a.m?
Mate, I've got a baby after.
You might be up anyway then.
Yeah, you'll be up anyway.
Rocking to the tune of The Last of Us or something.
Yeah, just introduce her at an early age. It'll be fine. All right then. We've gone on a lot longer than I thought we would, but I think that's pretty much all of the E3 rumours and speculation.
Yeah, that's it.
I always like E3.
Me too.
There's a lot to get excited about. It's good fun. So yeah, other than that, this has been the Pixel Shack. If you want more, screenhog.co.uk, movie, games and TV, head over to the website at screenhog.co.uk. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Screenhog UK on those, and we also have a channel on YouTube, so please head over there and subscribe. Other than that, this has been episode 18 of the Pixel Shack, and we'll be back in a few weeks. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.